I just got done watching the second episode. When I say just got done, I mean like I literally just turned it off and then turned on my camera. So this starts off with Dave, little Dave. And so his mom is not reading him a story. What are they doing? They're practicing the ABCs. It's like A is for apple and B is for banana. First of all, I don't know why she was laughing. That was just kind of weird to me. It was because she was like, A is for, and he would say apple, and that was fine. But then she was like, B is for, and he said banana, and she just started laughing, like giggling. And it's like, what's funny? And then she's like, C is for, and he's like, cat. She goes giggling again. So I just thought that was weird. It has nothing to do with the series at all, but I just thought that was weird. It just like kind of irritated me. I'm like, why are you laughing at his answers? But then it got to elephant, and she wanted him to say elephant. Now this is where it gets bad. So she starts transforming. Before he can even say it, he's hesitant. Like he knows something's going to happen. Like he knows something's wrong, because when she said E is for, he just hesitated. Like he didn't want to say it. In my mind, I'm thinking you could just say elk. You could just, but he's a little kid. He probably doesn't know that. And so the colt comes out. She transforms, and I think it was like some rat that like popped out of his stomach, and like she ripped her head from the back, revealed a symbol, and it just got really intense really fast. And I was like, oh my goodness, we're getting into it now. So we end that scene with him on this table, and the colt is surrounding him. That's where we start off. 3 years ago, it was Dave and his girlfriend. Now we get to meet Katie. Now we get to see her. And he woke up from another nightmare. She's gotta go. She's going to work. She tells him, first of all, he's sweating bullets. And she tells him, like, if there's anything going on with these nightmares, you know, you don't have to tell me everything, but at least don't lie about it. Don't try to hide it. Don't try to act like nothing's going on and you're okay. And he agrees. Well, fast forward, we're back in the hospital. We're still there. We have our characters. This is one of the things that was just kind of confusing to me, just kind of annoying, that I don't understand where their confusion was, which led me to be a little confused. We're back with Linda's partner. She's still dead. Linda is still in distraught. Mateo's going off. He can't believe this is happening. And he's like, how does she just die in her sleep like that? Like, how does that happen? You know, stupid questions. Why are you asking her? She's in the same boat as you. She doesn't know what's going on. But anyway, she snaps. So it's nice to see a little more reaction out of her. Because if you remember the last episode, there's barely any reaction. And so this one, she had a lot more emotion, character. A lot more realism, you know? It looked like she actually just saw her friend die in her sleep. So she goes off on Mateo. One of the things that she asked is if they had a car. Are you talking about the car that they came in with? The one where they popped open the trunk and you looked inside and saw all of those people in there? That car? Do they have that car? Or are you just asking if they have a car? Like a random car? What car are we talking about? Yes, they have a car. I just don't like when people ask questions that are so common sense. And I'm like, how do you not know that they have a car? That's literally how they got there. How do you forget those people? That's why they're there. Again, you can say it's because she's really tired, but I don't know. I feel like, you know, there's only so many things you can blame on being tired. And this isn't one of them. I don't know how she didn't know they had a car. I just don't. But anyway, so yeah, they had a car. They start driving. Just to realize the whole town is in this sleep state, gone, dead, and this phenomenon is taking place. They want to spread the word to everyone that is still awake and tell them don't go to sleep. And so you would think, well, the best thing to do, I think Mateo's the one that brung it up. Mateo said something about the police. And Linda had such a great idea, and she's like, no, let's not tell the police. You know, the police that are working 24/7. So there's definitely a shift that's awake right now. Let's not tell them. Let's not ask them for help. Alright, so continuing with episode 2. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. Mateo's a clown. No. We're at, okay, I know where we're at. We're at when Dave went to Katie's house. I think that's where we left off. So Dave went to Katie's house. The reason why he went is because he called Katie. I guess Katie was about to go to sleep, and he was trying to tell her about this pandemic that was happening, this thing. What a coincidence. Surprise, surprise, she wants to go to sleep. And the car's not working. The car breaks down, and Mateo has to fix it. He does not have time to wait for this car to be fixed. I don't know how long it takes for these victims to pass anyway in their sleep. Like, as soon as they go to sleep, we don't know if it takes like 5 minutes, if it's instant, if it's 10 minutes, if you have to be in a deep sleep. I don't know. So depending on the time frame, we don't have that much time. And so he just starts running. Just him seeing that there was no other option. And so he ran to get her. And I just thought it was cute. Like, taking it back to like the old days. He gets to the area that she lives in. And one of the things that was like kind of annoying was he makes it so close. He's like right there at her house. And he sees this guy sitting. I don't know if he was just taking a snooze, if he was homeless. I'm not sure. But he's sitting there sleeping, probably dead. Why is Dave taking the time to just stare at him? Trying to see. It's like he was trying to see what was wrong. Like, Dave, you know what's wrong. He's dead. Why are we focused on him? Like, go get Katie. It's one of those things where it's like, why are you distracted by this, though? Out of everything you could have been distracted by, you got distracted by something obvious, like someone slumped over. Like, you didn't see a bunch of them 20 minutes before this. So I thought that was just kind of stupid of Dave. And I don't know why he took the time. We're running out of time. Why do you take the time to just stare at him and trying to figure out, I don't know, like, why did you do that? So anyway, he gets to her apartment. I assume everyone's dead. But Katie is trying to go to sleep. She's not answering him. So he kicks down the door. I don't know how Katie didn't recognize his voice, but apparently for some reason she thought he was an intruder, and so she hit him upside the head. I don't know what her thought process was. But anyway, she said she was calling the cops. And that's kind of annoying because it's like, can't you hear the panic in his voice? Like, can't you hear that something serious is going on? He's not joking. Why are you calling the cops? Like, I get that, like, she needs space, and I'm not exactly sure. We don't know everything that happened. We don't know all the details, but she needs space. We get that. But when you get a dramatic phone call like that, and it has nothing to do with your relationship, right? When did that click in your head? Oh, maybe I should listen. He's talking about people falling asleep and die. He's saying, don't go to sleep. Don't fall asleep, Katie. Don't fall. Why are you cutting him off? Talking about, I need my space. Don't talk to me. We'll talk about this later. I need to sleep. Like, please. What are you talking about? Are you listening to him? It's like she wasn't even trying to listen to him. So that was just annoying. And then even when he was there and he was explaining, can't you see that it's serious enough for him to break down your door? And he's saying the same stuff. You can't go to sleep. She's talking about calling the police. And he's like, they're not going to answer. What part of something's wrong are you not understanding? Meanwhile, Mateo is trying to fix this car. I don't know. Mateo is just something else. So he wants small talk while he's fixing this car, because that's what we should be worried about, is small talk. They take the time to throw little petty jabs at each other, which, alright. But one of the other things, I think I mentioned this before, this episode was very annoying but interesting. So another thing that was just kind of annoying to me was Mateo. It was just the fact that Nurse Linda was talking about how everyone that was asleep died. And it was the whole town. And this is a big virus thing. It's gotta be like something's going on. Tell me why Mateo was confused, and he was like, he still isn't understanding. He didn't make the connection that everyone that went to sleep has died in their sleep. And he literally said, after Dave said that, he literally said, that's impossible, that's crazy, why would that be a thing? Like, Mateo, where have you been? How have you not connected the dots by now? Like, how have you not gotten it yet? How has it not clicked? Everyone that has fallen asleep has died in their sleep. It is safe to assume. Now the whole town is dead silent. This is a phenomenon. Everyone that's falling asleep is dying in their sleep. So the fact that he asked that question, and the fact that he said that's impossible, like he didn't know, like he didn't connect those dots. And he was asking, like, what's going on here? How do you not know what's going on? And then when they told him, he said that's impossible. But at the same time, it's like, they know just as much as you. There's only 3 characters here, Mateo. That's it. Like, I don't know. It was just, the common sense of this episode was just not there. It was just not there. It was just filled with a lot of cracks, confusion that just shouldn't have been there. That makes for a very annoying movie or show, in my opinion. One of the things that really irritate me, one of the things that I seriously can't stand, just in my everyday life, is lack of common sense. I literally, I can't stand it. I cannot be around people who lack common sense. I can't do it. So this episode is filled with questions. Why would you say that? Why are we doing this? Why are we not doing this? And we're doing this instead. What made you think this would work? You know, it's just filled with those questions where it's like, this should be obvious, guys. How are we not understanding? Like, how does Mateo not know what's going on? Like, why would Nurse Linda not want to call the police, which would get their... I mean, when Dave was telling Katie, look, the police aren't going to pick up, that... I don't believe every single police officer, all the stations are dead. I don't believe that. Why? Because police officers, they work 24/7, okay? They do switch shifts. So once one shift goes home, there's another shift there, which means whoever went home for the night, sure, they might be dead, but there's a new shift awake right now as they speak. You know what I mean? They were definitely taking the approach of, we can't get the authorities involved, even though that would be the smartest decision. We have to do this ourselves. So it's like us against the world, which we do see that in a lot of movies and a lot of these adventure action movies and shows. You know, it's a classic. It's just, in my opinion, it's very annoying, and the lack of common sense from Linda, from Mateo, from even Katie. Katie can kick rocks with that attitude. I don't know where she thought she was. I don't know who she thought Dave was for a second. But she needs to start taking it serious. Speaking of Katie, she took sleeping pills to help her sleep. And I was laughing in the beginning. I was laughing when she couldn't fall asleep. It showed Dave running towards her. It showed her lying in bed, and I thought, oh, that's it. She's asleep. And then her eyes would open, and she's like looking around. And you can just tell she couldn't fall asleep. And I was laughing. I was like, this is perfect. This is perfect. Yes, Katie. The insomnia is getting to you. No. And so she tried to cheat her way. And now she's in real big trouble. Because now they really have to keep her awake. Because those sleeping pills are in her system now. And so it's a race against the clock. But now we have a whole new clock. It's a race against Katie's clock now, which would be the biggest problem. So that's where we leave off. Like I said, as annoying as this episode was, for me, maybe you didn't find it annoying, maybe you didn't think it was irritating, that's fine. Just me personally, the lack of common sense, the confusion where there just shouldn't be confusion, the decisions, that stuff just irritates me. Doesn't make sense. I can't do it. Besides all that, this is getting more interesting. Now that we have Katie's clock ticking down, it is getting more exciting to watch, and I can't wait to see the third episode. I can't wait to see this cult. Like, what are they doing? I don't know. And we have the whale. I don't know what that's about. We have the elephant now, and we still don't know what they symbolize or what they mean. So hopefully we'll get a little bit, we'll get it going. By the third episode, they should be embarking on their journey, you know. They should be getting it going. So we'll see. But as of right now, I still really like Dave. Mateo, I still don't like him, but I don't think he's gonna be unbearable. Linda is okay. Katie can kick rocks, and I still think we're gonna see the doctor later. If not the third episode, definitely the fourth. We'll see him, 'cause I don't think he's dead. I really don't. I think he survived. His family, they're done, but I think he survived. So we just have to wait and see.